Welcome to BLUTalks.
With a show of hands, do you desire to create more soul impacts as a speaker? And with another show of hands, do you desire to not only speak on stages, but leave with aligned leads after your talk? And with another show of hands, do you desire to sell with confidence and make more money, whether that's on stage, in person, or online? Great. If you said yes to any of or all three of these, then this talk is for you. I have 3 tantalizing secrets for you today to help you understand the art of seductive selling and unleash your magnetic influence on stage. So first of all, who am I to speak about this topic? Well, I'm an Akashic business coach and a former psychologist. And I love bringing the gifts of Akashic records, somatic mind-body energy medicine, and business strategies and systems to help entrepreneurs unleash their boldest and most unapologetic self, so that they can get more visible and really do that through social media and speaking, sell with confidence, and create results such as double, triple, quadruple their income, create their first 10K, their first 6-figure year, and even 6-figure quarter year. Prior to this, I was a former psychologist for over 10 years in private practice. And I had waitlist for my group therapy and one-on-one programs. I was also the first psychologist to create and sell an online program, and that was back in 2015. The first psychologist in this province. And I credit my success in both my careers to what I have developed over the last few years called the BOLD method. And in this method, part of it is speaking and selling, which we're going to dive deeper into today. By the way, my why is because I used to operate from this belief that I am valued in my doingness rather than my beingness. And my doingness was never enough. And so I did some healing, turned my pain into my purpose. And today, I love helping others feel seen, be fully expressed, and get themselves out there, create the life and business that they deeply desire so that they can have what they want. And so as a business speaking coach, I love helping others really express their authentic voice and have the structures and confidence to bring their branded message in a clear and concise way so that they leave their talks with aligned leads. Now, I know selling gets a really bad rep. When we think about selling ourselves, especially in the service industry, we kind of cringe, right? We don't want to be that person that's salesy, sleazy, and scammy. Am I right? Yeah. So my intention here today is to help you see the power of speaking and that it can positively influence sales in your business, and that sales can actually be fun, energizing, and sexy. All right, so let's get on it with the 3 tantalizing secrets, shall we? Yeah? By the way, if you're single and looking, some of these secrets might also apply to your dating life. All right, and I'm not gonna give it to you all at once. I'm gonna tease you a bit and peel off layer by layer. So let's get on with the first secret to the art of seductive selling, which is engaging body language. All right, check this out. If I came onto stage like this, does it seem like I'm very engaging? How about if I talk to you like this? Do I seem like I'm very engaging and inviting? How about now? No, no one's buying this? I might be a little bit entertaining, right? But I'm definitely not engaging. So the point of this is 60 to 90% of our message is conveyed through the nonverbals. It's how our brains process information first. So that means body language, tone of voice, and facial expression. There are 5 important keys to this, so let's dig in a little bit deeper. Number 1 is having an open and inviting, confident body stance. So what that means is palms up and open, back straight, shoulders back, chin up, but not nose up. And don't forget to take up space on the stage. Use it. Take up space in your life. The second thing too, engaging body language, is the eye contact tango. You want your audience members to feel seen. And the eyes are the windows to our soul. So when we connect in with our eyes, long enough to be saying, hey, I see you. Number 3 is tone of voice. All right, you ready to play a game with me? And I promise I'm not going to embarrass anyone. I'm just going to invite you to close your eyes, and I'm going to share 3 different tones of voices. And you're going to tell me, after you listen to these 3 tone of voices, which one is the most captivating and engaging to you. Okay, so eyes closed. Tone number 1. I'm going to share about the time I made my first $500,000. Tone number 2. I'm going to share with you about the time I made my first $500,000. Tone number 3. I'm going to share with you about the time that I made my first $500,000. All right, you can open your eyes now. Which, with a show of hands, 1, 2, or 3, which one was the most captivating and engaging to you? Yes, 3. I think that was pretty obvious. Now let's unpack that. I'm going to ask you to popcorn out. Why was that? Why is 3 the most engaging, captivating? Different tones, so it's dynamic. What else? There is change in my voice, so it's dynamic. There's confidence, there's excitement. Yes. So the point of this is bring emotion into your voice. You want your audience to feel you, and you're feeling yourself. So the 4th point to engaging body language and engaging your audience is to engage with questions, just like I demonstrated here. And finally, the 5th and very important and underutilized technique is the power of the pause. Now, a lot of speakers are actually uncomfortable with silence. And so we want to use this silence as an opportunity to create deeper impact. So whenever you're sharing an impactful statement, create that sacred pause so that your audience members can allow what you just said not only to digest in their mind, but also to land in their hearts. The other time you would use a pause is when you're sharing a story and you want to keep your audience close and engaged and on the edge of their seats. And you sort of tease them a bit, and then you share the rest of the story. All right, let's go to secret number 2 for the art of seductive selling, which is authentic storytelling. Facts tell, stories sell. For as long as we can remember, humans have been drawn to stories, and I really don't think that that's going to change. And when we embed facts into stories, we remember those facts so much more. So let me share with you my first conscious memory around selling. So picture this. I'm a 9-year-old girl, and I'm on vacation with my parents and my brother in Mexico. And I'm sitting down on the couch. My parents are in front of me. There's a table in front of them, and across the table are a male and female sales team. I'm snuggling in and reading my book. All of a sudden, I'm startled by this aggressive tone. I look up and I see the male and female salespeople leaning over, brows furrowed, jaws clenched, aggressive, pressury tone coming out of their mouth. And my parents looked like they were terrified and backing into the corner. I didn't know what was happening. I was so scared. Why were they yelling at my parents? What did we do wrong? And the longer this went on, the tension in the room was so uncomfortable. My body tightened, my throat clenched, my belly started feeling queasy, and I was trying to hold back tears. I was terrified. I didn't know what was going on. Finally, what after felt like forever, my dad signed some papers, and these sales monsters left. Immediately, my mom yelled at my dad. She was so mad at him for buying more timeshare. So that was my very first conscious memory around selling. Pretty traumatizing, right? And so here's the thing. When you go through trauma, there's negative impact that gets created on your belief system. And in this case, it was my money and sales beliefs. And so what you put your attention on grows, including what you're resisting, consciously and unconsciously. Because what you resist persists. And so I'm going to share with you how my trauma created some of my most embarrassing sales moments. So about 7 years ago, when I first started my coaching business, and I couldn't hide behind benefits anymore, like I could as a psychologist, I had to deal with the fact that people were going to pay me out of pocket for my services. This was so uncomfortable for me. I clearly had some money stuff. And so it was so uncomfortable that one time at an event that I was hosting, I was sharing about and selling people into my program. And I felt so awkward about it. I was so scripted rather than being dropped into my heart and reading the room, that at one point, somebody actually, in front of everybody, called me out and said, "You are pressuring us." I didn't know what to say. I didn't have a script for that. And so a couple people even put on my evaluation form that I am salesy. All I could think about was I had become the very thing I didn't want, the sales monster. And on the outside, it really wasn't that bad. But when you're tainted with trauma, that's how you're going to perceive. And so it took everything in me not to crawl under a rock and want to die and close my business down. So I dusted myself off and did some more somatic healing, works on my mindset around sales and money with my business coach. And today, I see that selling is a sacred act of service. Think about this. You have gifts to share, and you would be robbing the world and doing yourself a disservice and the world a disservice if you're not showing up and sharing these gifts. These gifts could transform lives, bring more value into people's lives. And I see that money now is a beautiful resource. It's an energetic exchange for the transformation, the desired outcomes that others want. Now, let's step back and unpack this arts of storytelling a little bit. So when it comes to storytelling, we want to create emotion so that it lets your audience be able to empathize with your struggles. And there's highs, there's lows, and there's unforgettable climaxes. So when I was sharing my story with you about me being that 9-year-old girl, you probably felt like you were in my shoes and you could be there too, right? As I was painting that picture. And then I took you on that ride of how this trauma impacted me and how it showed up in my embarrassing coaching selling moments. So here's the thing. The secret sauce to the art of storytelling is vulnerability. Sharing your pain and struggles and the way that your audience can relate with humanizes you and makes it relatable and gives them hope. All right. Tantalizing secret number 3 to the arts of seductive selling is you're inviting your audience to your irresistible offer. One of the biggest mistakes that I see speakers make is that they have this really great talk, but then they sort of leave their audience hanging. They don't let the audience know how to dive deeper in to work with them. We live in a very distracted world. And so it is our sacred responsibility that when we have a captivated audience, for us to be in that moment with them and let them know what that next steps are. They're in their highest and best, and you are too. And they're making a decision from that place. Now, what is an irresistible offer? It's meeting people where they're at and delivering a service or products that will provide transformation that they deeply desire. It also repels. What, Roz? An irresistible offer repels? That's right, because you are not for everyone. Think about it. So some of you might want business coaching for showing up, speaking, and selling, and some of you may not need that. That's all good. It's not personal. Now, for those of you who do need that, you may not resonate with me in terms of how I show up, how I deliver, how I offer. That is okay. It is not personal. From an abundant mindset, there's more than enough to go around. When we really show up boldly and unapologetically, we will repel people. But I promise you, for how many people you repel, you will attract so many more people to you. You are not being vanilla. You are really being you, and your energy signature is coming through. Finally, one really important key to when you're selling is sell what you embody. Whether it's a product or a service, sell the transformational result that you already have mastered in, that you've embodied yourself in. Don't try to sell something that you haven't mastered yet, because energy doesn't lie. Sell what you embody. Your future clients, your audience, your prospects, they are former versions of ourselves. And so they're looking at you as that mirror of their future self, and you're bringing them hope, inspiration, and a portal of possibilities. So in review, to the arts of seductive selling and unleashing your magnetic influence on stage, we went through 3 tantalizing secrets, which you know now. Number 1 is engaging body language. And we went through 5 different points. Then the number 2 is the art of authentic storytelling. And finally, number 3 is sharing your irresistible offer. So what's your irresistible offer, Roz? Well, if you desire to call in more full body, yes, consistent clients, then I invite you to grab the link at the QR code here and book in a free business soul alignment discovery call with me. If you're like, Roz, I'm really liking what I'm hearing, but I'm not ready to do that quite yet, that is all good. I have a free masterclass here on this link as well called Calling In Full Body, Yes, Consistent Clients. And you can check that out. This is where I will walk you through my bold method, and you can look at where the gaps are in your business as I walk you through my bold method. And if you're feeling called afterwards to hop on a discovery call with me, amazing. So remember this, I'm gonna leave with this. The world needs your gifts. Go out there, implement those 3 seductive selling strategies, and shine your light brightly on those stages. The world deserves you, and I believe in you. Once again, I'm Rosalyn Fung, Akashic Business Coach. Thank you very much. You have been an amazing audience. Mwah!